So in today's video, I'm getting a haircut.
No, I'm not.
But in all seriousness, so yesterday I made a video on how skinny guys can start to put on weight and lean muscle. So what I want to do today is actually take you step by step through the process that I used so that I could put on 15 pounds of lean muscle over the course of a year. So in a second, we're going to hop right over to Chronometer, which again is free to use, and I'm going to get on the little screen in the corner and show you exactly how to plan this out and what all of the calories and macronutrients are. Okay, so we're here on Chronometer, and basically all you're going to do is this big green button that says sign up for free. You're going to click that, and it'll prompt you to put in your email, make a password, all that regular stuff, and then a little bit of information about your body. So if you're male or female, your date of birth, how old you are, how tall you are, and your weight. So once you go ahead and create an account, you will get to something like this, where it lets you put in a little bit more info about yourself and calculate your body fat. So for me, I'm just going off of what my initial weight was. So male, moderately active lifestyle. At the time, I was working out pretty much every day. I still am. So for you, this might be different. They have different levels of activity, but I'm going to stick with moderately active. And at the time, I was 120 pounds, 5 foot 7 inches, and about 8% body fat. This doesn't have to be exact. When you put in your weight, it'll estimate a value for you. If you know exactly how much body fat you are, this can help. But if you don't, it's no big deal. It'll give you an estimation. And then if you have any specific type of diet, whether you're a vegan, a vegetarian, anything specific like that, for me, I ate everything, so completely ignored that. And now the part that we've been looking for is the targets. So if you scroll down here, you can put in what your current weight is and your weight goal. So I wanted to put on 15 pounds. So what you do is you put in how much weight you want to gain and then your timeline. So for me, it was gaining weight, and you can choose how fast or how slow you want to do it. I liked 1 pound a week because that felt like a good steady pace for me, but you could definitely go half a pound. I wouldn't recommend trying to aim for 2 pounds because you're really going to have to be eating a lot more. But if that's for you, go ahead and try it. So that's it for here. Now you're going to hop over to the diary. So this is just a sample of one of the days I had, but let's actually go to a new day and plan this out together. So if you scroll down, it shows you how many calories you're burning throughout that day. So the cool thing I like about this is it also gives you your activity calories. So it says that I'd be burning 750 calories from my daily activities, on top of my general 1500 metabolic rate. So let's get started here. So let's say for breakfast. And keep in mind, this was in college, so I had access to a dining hall, but pretty much all of it can be bought at a supermarket for much cheaper. The dining halls are actually pretty expensive to eat at. So, anyways, adding food, usually start my day with oatmeal. So I'd have a cup of that with a cup of milk. And on top of that, I'd have a couple of almonds with the oatmeal. And so this tells you what the specific serving size you want is and how many servings you had. So each almond, I had about 5 almonds. And on top of that, I would also have 2 hard-boiled eggs. So right away from there, you can see that breakfast was about 628 calories, depending on if you wanted to add, say, syrup or honey to your oatmeal or whatever else you're eating for breakfast. But this is just what I did. So then after breakfast, I'd have a snack. And my go-to always was apples with peanut butter. If you haven't tried this, you have to. Just one of my favorite snacks. So 2 apples and some salted peanut butter, and I'd have about 2 tablespoons of that. So right off of that, you have another 350 calories that you're adding to your day. So we're close to 1,000 so far. What's that? About a third of the way there. And then came lunchtime. So usually at the dining hall, I would sit down and have a stir fry, because that was just one of their specials that they had there. So that would consist of some egg noodles, which I'd have about a cup of, some chicken breast, and some miscellaneous veggies. So let's say some mushrooms, and I'd have probably about 2 caps worth. Some peppers, about half of a pepper. Now, if you notice, these aren't very calorically dense, but they do have a lot of nutrients in them. So it's still important to get your veggies in, even if they're not filling you up so much. What else? Some peas in that stir fry. Love peas. Have a 1/4 cup of those. And let's say some onion. And that would be another 1/4 cup of those. Now, it wasn't always this exact setup, but again, calorically it doesn't make a huge difference. The big picture stays the same. Okay, so that was it for lunch, but also, if you remember from my last video, I mentioned that I added an extra piece of chicken to every big meal. So that's 1 more chicken breast, so another 200 calories in. So now we're at 1,630 calories. We're getting much closer. We only have 600 left before we get to what we're burning throughout the day. But again, we want to be at a caloric surplus, so about 300 to 400 calories extra so we can put on that additional weight. So after lunch, I would have a second snack, and that would usually be bananas. Big fruit guy. If you don't eat enough of them, you should. They're great, and they're good for you. So second snack, 2 bananas, really easy. And then dinner time. So this was usually a bigger meal. I'd have some pasta. And usually my dining hall didn't offer whole wheat pasta, so I'd have to eat the regular ones, but if you have access to whole wheat, it's much better for you than having the regular starchy stuff. So I'd have 1 serving of pasta with some marinara, about half a cup of that. Again, some chicken breast. But this time I'd have like 2 pieces with it. 1 to go with the pasta and 1 just to eat on the side with some hot sauce or whatever else. So from that alone, we've now reached our caloric surplus, but it's only about 250 calories. So I wanted to add just a little bit more to this. So a big thing that I did was I added some cheese, if I can spell. So about, let's say, 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese, and I'd also have a glass of milk with dinner, because who doesn't love milk? And that would be pretty much it. Well, actually, there's one more thing. I would have a small raw salad so that I could get my greens in. So that would be some broccoli, which would be raw, and that'd be about a 1/4 cup of that. Some spinach, another 1/4 cup of that. What else? Some cucumber. Probably about 1/5 of a cucumber. You can call me weird for this, but I liked putting pineapple in my salads. It was just a nice, juicy, sweet aspect to it to really go with all those dry veggies. So I'd add a hefty 1/4 cup of that and some beets. Just one of those things that was available in the dining hall, and I liked them, so we'll do another 1/4 cup there. Okay, so as you can see, we're at 2,700 calories, which gives us a 529 caloric surplus. And that averages to a pound to about 1.25 pounds a week if you're eating like this every day on top of your workouts. And if you scroll down even further, you can see what your vitamins are. So hitting most of my vitamins, vitamin D is kind of off, but like I said before, you can just get that from sunlight. So this is actually a pretty good amount to be consuming just from your food. Minerals, hitting all of those, getting all of your protein in. Little short on the fats, but again, some of these foods are cooked with oil, so that'll make up for your fats right there. And carbs, obviously, we're hitting all of that. Okay, so that's about it. If you have any questions on this, I know I went kind of fast, please leave a comment down below and let me know your thoughts. And again, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, like the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.